if you haven't had sex in months or years, you consider yourself to be a complete loser in the dating market. You're in your early 30s, maybe in your late 20s, and you've never seen much success with women, then this video is for you. Because about 2 years ago, I was in the exact same position. I'm now 33, and before I got into my 30s, I had very little success with women. Like a handful of sexual experiences, drunk, night out hookups, and that's about it. And bearing in mind that I was going out maybe three to four times a week in university for 3 years, and then I continued going out all the way throughout my 20s. I worked as a bartender, I worked in nightclubs. And externally, looking at me, you would think this guy probably gets laid. You know, I've always been pretty good looking, had decent style, been training for around 10 years. Aesthetically, you would look at me and think, there's no reason why this guy isn't successful with girls, doesn't get laid. But the problem was, guys, I had this deep level of insecurity in myself, that I felt inadequate, that I felt that I wasn't good enough to have sex with girls. And the longer this spiral of negative thinking, of insecurity festered and built up, the more big it came, like a cancer. Okay, because that's how insecurity grows, how it spreads. Like a cancer, it completely takes over your mind and your physiology and your body. So even if you are around a beautiful girl, your nervous system is completely freaking out because you're having all of these doubts in your head. You're thinking, oh, does this girl like me? Oh, this girl's too attractive for me. She's too hot for me. She's never gonna like me. What if she knows that I'm a complete weirdo loser, spending all of my free time in my bedroom watching self-improvement videos and jerking off to porn? So many guys are in this position where they can't even get laid. Moving out to Bali about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I've gone from having about 8 or 9 bodies to having over 60. I'm now in a position where I can message a girl and she can come over and I'll fuck her. Not saying that she's 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, guys, but I'm in that position where if I really want to have sex, I can have sex pretty easily, you know? But a lot of you guys watching, you've not had sex in months or years. So I want to break down for you guys the exact steps that I took to help me to get more regular sex, because regular sex is incredibly important for men. It's incredibly important for our testosterone, for how we feel about ourselves, how we view ourselves in the world. And the more sex we have with the more beautiful women, the more confidence we exude, the more abundance we attract in our life. And maybe you're successful in your career, in your business. Maybe you make money. Okay, maybe you're successful with your physique. Maybe you're in good shape. But when it comes to women, you just have zero experience, zero success, zero momentum. And that was me. Okay, so the first thing that I did is that I completely changed my environment. Okay, I went from being in Cambridge, student town, you know, not much going on, seeing the same faces all the time, people sort of knowing me but not knowing me, judging me based on what I put on my social media, all the rest of it. Okay, I had a fixed identity. Then I came out to Bali, okay, and it's a completely different environment, completely different culture. Obviously, nobody knows who I am. I get a fresh slate, and I can do whatever I want to do. I can be whoever I want to be, okay? And this is the thing that you need to understand, is that when it comes to sex, it's a very primal thing, okay? It's incredibly primal and it's energetic. When you're showing up as the most authentic, free version of yourself, that's when you're going to start to get attraction. And of course you could say, I only shag Indonesian girls and they're easy and they're poor, so they're gonna fuck me because I'm white and I'm rich. You can throw out as many excuses as you want. And I'm not trying to position myself as a complete guru, playboy, Dan Bazilarian, okay? I'm not surrounded by models that are 8s, 9s, and 10s. But that's why I can help you. And that's why the advice that I'm going to give you is going to work for you, because you need to stop putting sex on a pedestal. You need to stop putting girls on a pedestal. Okay, I've slept with some girls that have been pretty average, some that have even been fat. I'm not incredibly proud to say it, but then I've slept with some 8s and 9s. Okay, it all balances out, because when you realize that women are all the same, regardless of how beautiful they are, how much status they have, how many followers they have, they're all deeply insecure. Okay, so as long as you can come across as incredibly confident, you're going to be successful with girls. But it starts by changing your environment. The second thing that you need to start doing is lowering your standards. Because guys, if you've not been laid in months or years, and then you find yourself having a conversation or going on a date with an 8, a 9, or a 10, you're gonna be nervous as fuck. All right, your mind is gonna be spiraling, telling you all of these negative stories. You don't stand a chance with this girl, all the rest of it. And once you've decided that you don't stand a chance with a girl, it's game over. Okay, that's why you need to start off with, you need to start going for like 5s, 6s, maybe 7s, if you're lucky. Okay, just get it in the bag, because you're not gonna give a fuck. If she rejects you, who cares? She's fat, she's ugly, she's not that good, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And then you build pussy momentum, okay? Then once you go through the 5s and the 6s and you start rejecting the 5s and the 6s, because you've been there and you've done that, you've worn the t-shirt, and you're never gonna take any of these girls seriously. Because most of these girls that are 5s, 6s, 7s, they're hoes anyway. To be honest, it's only really the 8s, 9s, and 10s that have a lot of self-respect for themselves. They're not gonna fuck around with anyone because they know that they're a commodity. They're more the prize than the 5s, 6s, and 7s. So you're never gonna take these girls seriously anyway, right? So why would you even care, you know? And this is about getting your sexual needs met as a man. Something that's being completely demonized and shamed within society, that men aren't allowed to have sex, that if you want to have sex, then you're misogynistic, you're a player, you're a playboy, fuckboy, all the rest of it. Whilst women are going around having sex whenever they want, with whoever they want, with the chads. Women are never shamed for their choices, for what they want to do. But men are always shamed, always demonized. And it's up to you if you want to buy into the mainstream agenda of destroying masculinity, or if you want to take back control by starting with yourself, with your mindset, with your beliefs, and with your testosterone levels, and your sex drive, and your sex life. Because sex is incredibly important for how we view ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, as I've already said. So, number 2 is to lower your standards. Number 3, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, is pretty obvious. Maximize your looks, guys. Get yourself into good shape. Get yourself a decent trim, like decent facial hair, whatever suits you best. Sometimes I have a bit more facial hair, a bit more stubble, but I don't really grow a beard and I don't really care. So either I have a little bit of stubble or like completely clean shaven. And honestly, guys, I'm not like in the best shape of my life. I'm not in the best shape I've ever been in. I'm carrying a little bit of like extra body fat, which you can tell on my face a little bit, like it's a little bit puffy, not as lean as it used to be. But you don't have to be 10 out of 10. You don't have to be that attractive, to sleep with girls that are 5s and 6s. But you need to be like attractive enough, okay? So that means that you dress well, that you look like you're in shape, you have a decent trim. And then obviously you learn how to carry yourself in a confident manner. You know how to walk in a confident way. You know how to have decent eye contact with a girl, how to flirt with her, how to escalate a little bit. I'm not simplifying the process, but once you get a little bit drunk and you know that you look good, it kind of takes care of itself, all right? But the main thing is to put yourself in environments, put yourself out there, get yourself on the dating apps, take some decent photos, and be in environments where there's loads of single girls. Like Bali's a fucking incredible place for single girls, but there's other big cities around in the world. So that's it from me. Three steps to radically transform your sex life so that you can start having regular sex, stop being a sexless loser, and that's it. Follow for more.